Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's edition of the Maconi Setup Shop A-Fix Tutorials. This week we are finally done with the super speedway racing and back to a very tricky, challenging mile and a half here at Las Vegas, so strap in and let's get to it. First thing that we're going to go over, just like just about every video that it's an option, is shifting. There is no shifting. Once you're up to speed here, once you're in fifth gear, you're going to leave it there. There's absolutely no reason to be shifting mid-corner because the range just won't allow it. If you're going to be shifting in fourth gear, you're probably damaged or way off pace. So once you're in fifth gear, you're just going to leave it there. Now for the fun stuff. When I talk about this being a tricky racetrack, it is very very tricky to get through this place. Um, the line is so important. I talk about it all the time at just about anywhere else. This car does not like the bumps at just about any other racetrack that we go to. And when we come here to Las Vegas, you run right down on the bottom through the bumps. I know, it's incredible. Um, the middle lane is a lot smoother, but because this car produces so much mechanical grip, uh, there's just no trade-off at least early run. Now, after a few laps when the tires wear out, you're going to want to move up in 1 and 2, and you're going to see the lines that I demonstrate here as the video goes on. But this seam right here is probably where you're going to want to move up to when the tires wear out. But the bottom is just simply faster. This lap in particular, I lost 300ths in the corner, but I was even going into turn 3. Okay, so the trade-off is about even. You just burn your tires up more. So for the first, I don't know, 10, 15-ish laps, I really do think you want to run the bottom all the way around the racetrack if you can and save your tires. When the tires have the grip is when you're going to be able to, try to make passes early, but it's a fine line. You really want to take care of your tires because if this thing goes long and you start having handling issues, it's really easy to get past. Speaking of passing, I think passing, especially in this car, is going to be tough. I think the car on the outside is going to be able to pinch the car on the bottom enough to make it really difficult to pass. So again, you really want to take care of your tires, and then as the run goes on, at least in 1 and 2, you'll probably want to move up to the middle. The bottom still might be the better way to go, depending on how you take care of your tires. But as you can see here, there's really not a lot of speed on the top of the racetrack. Now again, this is single car. I don't have to worry about dirty air. I don't have to worry about other cars, and I don't have to worry about the heat. In the race, the track's going to take heat, rubber's going to get put down. These lanes might be an option. So if they are, it's incredibly important to know that you need to commit to a lane before you get there. This track, just like a lot of other racetracks, you don't want to be crossing over these seams if you can help it. At least entry to center. You will get loose. And a run that I did before this, I tried running the top in 3 and 4 where I kind of entered like on the seam and then went up, and I got really loose. And there's not a lot of room to catch it between the top lane and the wall, right? So you just want to commit. If you're going to run the bottom, drive down to the bottom and try to run the bottom. You don't want to go bottom and then, oh, I got to go middle and cross over the seams, because then you're going to have a lot of handling issues. You're going to lose a lot of time. So it's just best to commit. I do think that the bottom in 3 and 4 around the white line is probably going to be the fastest all the way through, but a lot of it varies on how you take care of your tires and how the race is going and how the track reacts. It's one of the nice things about the newer update is the track is reacting. It's not perfect, but it is reacting, and you have to stay on top of it. If you're getting tight, you're naturally going to want to move up and try to put less wheel in it, but you also have to back your corners up. Like I said, the biggest thing here is taking care of your tires. Don't want to cross those seams if you can help it. And really just seeing what traffic is doing around you. Clean air is so important. If you have to run the middle early on because somebody's running the bottom and you're really close to them, it's not like you're trying to pass them, but you want to be managing your equipment. If they're running the bottom, let them. you know that you're not gonna have a huge advantage on corner exit, and they're not gonna have a huge advantage in the turns, right? So you really want to be managing your equipment, avoid the dirty air, and all that fun stuff. So these couple of in-car laps here, just a nice little arc, trying to get down to the white line. Again, this is solo car. I'm using a lot more throttle because I don't have any dirty air to worry about. In the race, you're going to be lifting a lot more. Okay, we already did a group run with the open setup for testing, and I can tell you just in that, there's a lot more off throttle time in that compared to the fixed setup, especially being all by yourself. Okay, so that's one thing you got to take from these videos. I am doing this in solo car. I promise you in the race you're going to be off the throttle a lot more. You don't have to come all the way off. I still think that you can keep, maybe a quarter throttle in just to try to keep your momentum up. You don't have to be off the gas all the way, although if you are off the gas all the way, you're probably going to save a lot more. But you just have to manage your pace. Okay, guys, one other thing that I wanted to point out that I forgot to mention during the middle part of this video. For turn 3, if you find that you're getting tight on entry, uh, not only do I suggest backing the corner up, but you want to try to shallow out your entry. Get it down to the white line as soon as you can if you find that you're getting tight. If you find that the balance is fine mid-run to long run, then by all means keep doing what you're doing. But I did find that, especially in turn 3, I find turn 3 to be a little tighter than turn 1 because of the way that the corner is on entry. Um, Later in the run, if you find that you're getting tight, naturally you're going to want to lift a little bit sooner. But instead of trying to make that arc that you see me doing, you want to try to drive a little shallower. Last thing for qualifying, I still think bottom is the fastest way, like we demonstrated. The middle in 1 and 2 is kind of an even trade-off. So if you're more comfortable going around the bumps in 1 and 2, then run the middle, but you're going to want to be glued to the white line in 3 and 4 for your qualifying lap. Okay, guys, that'll do it for this week's video. If you find that this video was helpful, please consider leaving a like. Once again, if I missed something that you want clarification on, or you have any questions or comments whatsoever, please leave a comment down below, and I will message or respond to them throughout the week as always. Lastly, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell. That way you can see these videos every Monday once they're posted to the Maconi YouTube page. Okay, guys, best of luck this week, and we'll see you out on the track.